Hello and welcome to my next smartwatch review. This watch is, I don't even know, to be honest. I've got a whole bunch of these that have been rolling in lately. A lot of them I purchased with my own money, and some of them the companies just send me. I'm not entirely sure which category this one falls into, so let's see what it is. It just says Sport Smartwatch, put the future of health on your wrist. I don't see a make or model, but I'm going to flash it up on your screen right now. Alright, so I'm going to show you what comes out of the box, and I'm going to go away and wear this for several days to a week, and then come back with my full assessment of this watch. This is sort of a bigger looking watch. All right, it's big and round, and I've got some other watches I'm wearing now just to give you a little comparison. This is a much bigger watch. Still don't know what brand it is, but it will come with the watch itself. It comes with a charging cable that will snap onto the back, and it comes with an instruction manual. Okay, it's, yeah, I don't see immediately. It's going to be the DayFit app, which is a familiar one. Again, I already flashed the make and model on the screen. I'm going to go wear it, come back with my full, fair, honest review. With all of these watches, make sure you peel off the skins. Sometimes there's one on the sensors. Make sure you peel that off as well. This one is on there. This looks like it has two electrodes on here, so this might be an ECG, EKG watch or something like that. I'm going to press and hold this button to see if there's any battery in the watch out of the box. It just vibrated, so it's coming to life. So yeah, all right, pretty cool. Let me go check it out and come back with my full, fair, and honest review. All right, so I'm back, and I have since learned that the company did indeed send this to me. This is the Rogbid Tank M3. The company did reach out to me and ask if I would accept a free watch in exchange for a fair, honest review, and that's what this is. And I think it's important to tell you when a company sends these to me. I'm not influenced by any of these companies. I can say whatever I want to at this point, but I think it's important for you to know when I paid for these with my own money and when I got it for free. So there you go, disclaimers out of the way. This watch has become one of my favorites in a very short period of time. First of all, it's got a huge 1.85-inch screen, so you've got to have the wrist for this, okay? If you're small-boned or have thin wrists, or you're just a small person, this is probably going to look gigantic on your wrist, but you know, it's for the benefits you get from the large size, and I'm going to talk to people middle-aged or older like myself. I appreciate being able to read a big screen here, oftentimes without even wearing reading glasses, okay? So there you go. It's got a 710 milliamp hour battery. Because of that size, they can put a much bigger battery in here, and this gives you 100 days worth of standby time or 20 days of use time, which is almost unheard of in a smartwatch to get that kind of battery life. This guy is IP68 waterproof. It has Bluetooth calling when tethered with your smartphone, of course. It has multiple sports modes, 24/7 health monitoring. It's got an aluminum alloy case with 400 plus watch faces. And I'm going to go through and show you all these features, but let's start at the very beginning. Let's swipe down. We can get into the brightness settings here. If you turn it down all the way, it's very, very dark. But if you just go up a notch or two, it's still pretty visible. It's still pretty easy to read. For these reviews on camera, I like to turn it all the way up to give you that brightest picture that I possibly can. If we swipe, okay, let's go back there. There you can get into your settings, some display settings, your brightness, auto lock. That's how long the face comes on for when you press the button or lift your wrist. I always turn the lift your wrist feature off, but you can turn that on, so when you flick your wrist or raise your arm, the display lights up automatically. Again, I turn that off to save battery life. Here are your watch faces, all right, and you can also get there by pressing and holding on the main screen. This is probably my second favorite display right there. I like it. It's, again, nice and big and easy to read. I like the color scheme. This one you'll see in their marketing materials. It's okay. It gives you both a digital clock and an analog clock. It gives you your step count, your temperature. It says it's Tuesday, so yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, but I want data and not graphics on my screen as much as possible. This one looks like a little rocket ship. A little odd, little quirky, but it's pretty cool as well. This one is pretty basic, nice and colorful. It just gives you your time and date on that one. Here's another one. It's like a chronometer. This is like a high-end watch face. I'm going to say like a Breitling type watch display, but in a smartwatch. So it kind of is very, very comprehensive, but in my mind, it's also very, very busy. And this is the one I downloaded from the app and installed, and I just like it. It just gives me everything I need to know right on one screen here. But you can change watch faces, and you can also spin the crown and go through your watch faces. You can download more onto the watch from the app. So there you go. Let's swipe from right to left. This is your activity for the day. This is your kilocalorie burn. This is your workout. Like activity mode, and this is your number of steps, and you can scroll up there, my steps for the day, kilocalorie burn estimate, and my exercise log. All right, I did a quick 30-minute workout after work today, my last 7 days, and you can see I've been wearing it 4 or 5 days already, and it gives you good information here. If we keep scrolling, here's your sleep, and again, you can scroll up to get more detailed, your wake times, your light sleep, restfulness, and REM sleep. Keep going. This is your heart rate in beats per minute. This I find to be fairly accurate, so I like this as well. Here's your blood pressure. This seems to measure a little bit low for me, and I'll just leave it at that. This is not a medical device, so don't trust your blood pressure to such a smartwatch. But this is good for reference to get a good baseline. And if you can compare this or correlate this to a known like sort of clinical grade blood pressure measurement, then you can like correlate the numbers, and if your blood pressure goes way up, then you know to go seek medical attention. It does SpO2, which is blood oxygen saturation. I've mentioned this in my videos all the time, but I also have a pulse oximeter here that takes my body temperature, and these numbers are always within 1 or 2. So I think SpO2 is good, 99%. And this actually uses the red laser. This has both red, I keep saying laser, but I mean diode. It uses both the green and red diodes, which you really only find the red in sort of the higher end budget smartwatches. It gives you a measurement of stress. I don't know how it makes this measurement or calculation. I'm assuming it's from heart rate, blood pressure, maybe HRV or some combination. Don't really know. But it lets you know how much stress you're under, if you're kind of in the normal to low zone or whether you're in the high zone. Just a health indication of, you know, your overall stress level. You don't want to be in elevated stress all of the time or much of the time, really. You have to find some way to self-regulate and find ways to burn off that stress and relax and calm down, because that's where health comes from. You don't constantly want to be under a lot of stress. So this gives you some kind of indication as what you can do, what interventions you might need to make to your health and your lifestyle, really, to have less stress in your body all the time. And I'm just going to let this measurement go. Here's 35. I'm in the normal range. So I like this measurement. Again, I don't know exactly how it's calculating it, but it's a good indicator of your stress level. It will pull in the weather when tethered to your phone via Bluetooth. Here's today's weather, and I can scroll up and see tomorrow, the day after that. There's the weekend coming up, and next Monday. Today's Tuesday, so this gives me a full week at a glance. All right, so that's really nice, a really big display, easy to read. Here are your phone calls. I can see my recent calls, all right? And then here's my dial pad, again, nice and big. And I'm gonna make a call here in real time to show you the features of this thing. All right, I'm going to hit dial. It's calling. Now, this is my own number. I own a kayak company, and this is the number you would contact me at if you wanted to buy a high-end racing kayak.
Thank you for calling Dave The Kayaker LLC.
But I've got volume controls right here.
I'm not available right now, so please leave a
I can hang up.
get back to you as soon as possible.
It's got a built-in microphone and speaker. Hey, just testing the smartwatch to make sure it still works for phone calls. And then I can hang up. All right, this works really well, and I like it. I like the fact that I've got a volume controller right on the watch. So, like, if there's ambient noise in the background, you can just crank that volume up. You have to be connected to your phone via Bluetooth to make phone calls with this. So keep that in mind, but it works great. This will receive your text messages from your smartphone. And look at this, folks. I don't know that I've ever had a smartwatch where I've been able to read so much text on one screen before. Again, that display makes it very easy to read, and you can read more than just a subject line in one sentence. So, yeah, just for this feature and the calling alone, I think this watch is a great bargain. And the company did send me a link. I'm going to drop that below, and there's a coupon code. I'll let you see that. If we swipe down, again, we can get into the settings, vibrate, do not disturb, audio, Bluetooth. I could control my music on my phone from the watch. Low power mode to save battery. There I have it, the phone call on. That's basically your Bluetooth connection to your smartphone. You can reset that. You can get into system settings, do not disturb. It's nice. It's very, very nice. It's got a flashlight mode here where it will turn on all the pixels. So in a very, very low light situation, this can act as a flashlight. That works really well. You can have an e-card here that I obviously have not set up. But great stuff. Yeah, let's go look at the app and I'll come back with my final thoughts. The app, again, is called Dafit, or Dafit, D-A-F-I-T. It's simple and straightforward and easy to like. All right, it gives you your steps for the day, that distance in yards, your estimated kilocalorie burn, your time engaged in activity. All right, so my active time was only 15 MET minutes. So, you know, I could be more active, but hey, it's just after the new year and I'm still in that really cold, snowy winter hibernate under a blanket and watch football mode. So I'll be honest, I'm not being as active as I will be in another week or two. Here is my sleep, that deep sleep, light sleep, rapid eye movement, awake times, sleep ratio of deep versus light, REM, sleep score. I got a good score last night, 7-day trend. And you can go back and look at your trend and how you slept over the days. It gives you some statistics as to how you compare to the Gen Pop. Here's your heart rate trace. It will do continuous heart rate measurements. It can give you your trends and whatnot. Here's that blood pressure. And, you know, again, this is for reference only. I don't believe this is accurate. It's not a medical device. But it gives you an indication of whether your blood pressure is maintaining or increasing or decreasing, which might be a concern in some cases. Blood oxygen saturation, or SpO2. Again, I find that to be pretty credible when compared to a pulse oximeter. My stress. Again, this measurement I really, really like. You want to just make sure you're staying in a good, healthy zone most of the time. And yeah, mission accomplished for me on that account so far. So that's all good. And your weight, you can input this. It obviously doesn't measure your weight. I've chosen not to enter that. But, you know, you can get into your profile. You can connect to your watch. There are the dials. You can get into watch face gallery and look at all those 400 plus watch faces available, and you can download these to the watch and then just change it. So lots of good options there. You can set your notifications for SMS or phone calls. You can set it up for Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Skype, Instagram, Line, whatever that is, Kakao Talk, I don't know what that is, or WeChat. I know what that is, but I don't use it. So you can set up all those notifications to get pushed from your phone to the watch. Here's where you would set up your e-card. You can set alarms. You can use this watch as a remote shutter for the camera on your phone when tethered via Bluetooth. Contacts, you can get in some other settings here where you can change from 12 to 24-hour time, imperial to centigrade, choose your language, auto lock. I'm going to change this back. Well, I'm going to leave it up to 30 seconds now for the purposes of this review. And here's this quick view, and that's the lift your wrist feature. It's just called something else in this app, so just know that that's where you would go for the lift your wrist, and the display would come on. Music controller, do not, so you just, here you can change your weather settings, Fahrenheit, your location, continuous heart rate measuring, stress monitoring automatically. You can see, you can set up a heart rate warning, physiological, that's that 28-day cycle reminder if you want to set that up. But that would be for female period tracking. You can have that set up if you so wish. You can remind yourself to drink water and whatnot. So straightforward app. Let's go back to the watch and I'll give you my final opinions. Okay, and before I go, I will say this has 3 buttons on it. There's one in the middle, there's one at the top, and there's one below that. If you press the one in the middle, make the display come on. Again, you can turn that crown and get through the various watch faces. Hit the bottom one, that gets you into your sports modes. Okay? And then if you hit the top one, that gets you into your menu with all your activities. And there's your phone call, heart rate log. And I'm gonna go to my exercise records. I've done 2 exercises here. One I just called fitness. It gives you your total time engaged in the activity, your kilocalorie burn, your average heart rate, and the amount of time in various heart rate zones from light to aerobic to anaerobic VO2 max. All right, I'm going to clear that one. Oh, shoot, I had a strength training there too I was going to show you, but I just deleted the whole log. But you can go back and see your exercises. It's got a lot of exercise modes in here. Strength, kayaking, it's got a kayaking mode, yippee. Walking, running, cycling, skipping, badminton, and there's a lot here, and then you can go in deeper. And for like water sports, if you don't have it on that main exercise screen, and you can find it and then add it to that screen, paddleboarding, rowing, diving, snorkeling. So, it's divided by the types of activities, so you can get the ones you're engaged in most often on that main screen, but there's plenty more deep below here that you can add if you wish. All right, so my bottom line is an amazing watch in the sub $50 category. I'll have a link below with a coupon code that the fine folks at Rogbid are providing for you. This channel is mostly about kayaking, but I have done a lot of smartwatch and fitness tracker reviews. Check out that playlist on my YouTube channel. Thank you to the fine folks at Rogbid. I would definitely recommend this. I'm going to mark this as one of the best buys because I like this one very, very much. Because it's a great Bluetooth smart speakerphone. It's easy to read. You can get text messages and read them, and I'd highly recommend this. Until next time, be healthy, stay fit, and I'll be back soon with some new and fresh smartwatch reviews.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history. You want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from DaveTheKayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.